Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's an important day to have you. One of the things I want to discuss with you is Senator Maccain's, as we said, lifelong commitment to countering Russian aggression all across the world. He believed fiercely that an attack on democracy anywhere, whether it be in Georgia or Ukraine or anywhere else, was an attack on democracy everywhere. What's your thought about that?
Well, I'm just coming from this very emotional ceremony. What a beautiful ceremony. It was as beautiful as his life, as his soul, as his spirit, as I think he was smiling at us. Yeah, indeed, he was. Today there is outpouring of grief, not only in the United States, in Ukraine. The embassy of the U.S. full of flowers. In Georgia, they wrote his name with lights and lots of people, and that's nothing is accidental. This man who had the title of National Hero of Georgia, and it was awarded to him because not only he abandoned his campaign, in the middle of this campaign, this Russian vicious attack on my country had happened. My country's 20% remains occupied, and he never stopped reminding the world about it, even if it was not fashionable, even if the previous administration wanted to reset. They wanted the world maybe to forget and to brush it away. McCain was always there to remind, and this sheer presence, the fact that he was so much involved in national building, something that is not very fashionable, but he exactly impersonated American greatness, American strength, American presence more than anybody else.
10 years after that invasion, parts of Georgia are still occupied by Russia.
They're still occupied.
What is the plan without Senator McCain's voice in opposition to that?
Well, it would be very hard to fill into his shoes. He was someone who would never compromise, who would never, he called me that when the invasion happened and said, be Churchillian, say we will never surrender. Continue to repeat it many times because that's what we need. We should never give in. We should never surrender to this force. And by the way, he gave him a compliment when he came after the conflict. He said, so this man, he told my assistants, how is it to work for the Churchill of the modern era? In fact, he was most Churchillian of existing politicians. I have to say, with all, that he was the one who incarnated these ideas most. I remember one story, just before, why he was a hero. It was not only his personal commitments or his personal statements. He came in 2006. And he went to Separatist enclave, and they shot a grenade launch from grenade launcher at his helicopter. Very narrow miss. Everybody was scared. The U.S. embassy said, we are stopping this trip, going back to the capital, weeks away from here. He said, no, I will persevere. He continued his trip to remote mountains in Georgia. He danced with guys after all the stress he endured. He dances with folk singers there. Then we went all the way to Black Sea. Black Sea was very stormy. He went into the waves. He jet skied for 1 hour, and then we ended up. And everybody was scared, like, what the hell is he doing? We are going to lose him. I had to follow him, but frankly, I was also a little bit scared. And then we ended up at Ferrisville 3 in the morning, and there he tells his story. You know what? In fact, I would rather live in the 20s with Scott Fitzgerald Hemingway in Paris. That's where I belonged. That's where, they had such a great life. And, of course, he also wanted to fight like Robert Jordan in Republican Spain, to have a girlfriend like Maria. And I hope he's there now.
Last question for you quickly. We've only got a few seconds left here. In his final statement, he said America is a nation of ideals rather than blood and soil. Do you think that was a message for democracy?
This was incarnation of American greatness. He was an incarnation of American spirit. He was incarnation of American bravery, and he will be remembered like this amazing man, amazing close friend of ours, my personal friend. It was a huge loss for all of us, and me personally. I really grieve it. I mean, it's hard to say. Today I was moving from between tears and smiles all the time, and it's like we lost somebody very dear to us, and somebody who cannot be replaced, who will be dearly missed. And this guy was, it was.
Well, President Saakashvili, we know it's been an emotional day for you. Thank you for coming here to the studio, and thank you for sharing your memories, your personal memories with us. We appreciate it. We hope to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Leland.